If you want to read someone's mind, start with their name. Dark psychology suggests that a person's initial can reveal their deepest insecurities and their most dangerous tendencies. Whether you want to understand yourself or protect yourself from someone else, you need to know this code. I'm going to break down the alphabet, letter by letter. By the end of this video, you won't look at anyone the same way again. Let's begin. And make sure you watch until the end, because there are 3 specific letters in the alphabet that psychologists associate with the dark triad personality traits. If your name starts with one of them, you need to know why. If your name starts with A, psychology associates you with ambition and independence. You naturally want to move forward, achieve more, and stay in control of your direction. You don't like waiting, not because you're impatient, but because your mind is always planning the next step. However, this also creates internal pressure. You expect a lot from yourself, and when progress feels slow, frustration builds quietly. Your growth comes when ambition is balanced with patience. If your name starts with B, you are emotionally perceptive. You feel more than you show and remember emotions longer than words. Psychologically, this makes you deeply loyal. Once someone earns your trust, you invest fully. But this sensitivity also makes you vulnerable to emotional overload. You often give more than you receive and avoid confrontation to keep peace. Your strength grows when you learn boundaries without losing kindness. Names starting with C are linked to control and mental organization. You like structure, clarity, and understanding things deeply. Your brain constantly analyzes situations to avoid mistakes. The downside is overthinking. You replay conversations, decisions, and possibilities long after others move on. When you trust your intuition instead of perfect certainty, your mind becomes calmer. If your name starts with D, you're driven by determination. You don't quit easily and push through discomfort silently. Psychologically, this makes you resilient, but emotionally guarded. You rarely show vulnerability, even when things hurt. Your growth accelerates when you allow trusted people to see your human side. E personalities are expressive and mentally active. Your mind moves fast, ideas flow easily, and communication matters to you. You feel energized when sharing thoughts, but mental overstimulation can drain you. Too many inputs scatter focus. Your balance comes when learning when to speak and when to pause. If your name starts with F, you value stability. You seek emotional and environmental safety. Psychologically, this makes you dependable and grounded, but fear of loss can keep you stuck. Growth happens when you accept uncertainty without losing your core values. G personalities are growth-oriented. You constantly evaluate where you stand and where you want to be. This fuels progress, but also comparison. When comparison turns inward into self-discipline instead of self-doubt, you evolve rapidly. If your name starts with H, you carry responsibility naturally. People rely on you, and you rarely say no. The danger is emotional exhaustion. Strength increases when you allow rest without guilt. I personalities value independence. You think deeply and prefer self-reliance. Your inner world is rich, sometimes more than the outer one. Isolation becomes growth only when balanced with connection. If your name starts with J, you have high standards. You notice details others ignore. This makes you precise, but also critical. Learning compassion for imperfection frees your mind. K personalities want control over outcomes. You dislike unpredictability. Emotionally, vulnerability feels risky. Strength grows when control is replaced with trust. If your name starts with L, you value connection. You read emotions well and adapt easily. Over-adapting can erase your own needs. Balance restores power. M personalities are mentally strong. You endure quietly and rarely complain, but silence can turn into internal pressure. Growth comes when strength includes expression. If your name starts with N, psychology links you with strong intuition. You sense things before they happen and read situations quickly. Your mind connects patterns subconsciously, which makes you insightful. But this also creates inner conflict. You often feel something is right or wrong, yet struggle to logically explain it. Growth happens when you trust your intuition without doubting yourself constantly. O personalities are emotionally open. You value honesty, freedom, and authenticity. Psychologically, you dislike emotional games and hidden intentions. However, openness can make you vulnerable. You may overshare or expect the same honesty from everyone, which isn't always realistic. Strength comes when openness is balanced with emotional filtering. If your name starts with P, you are purpose-driven. You want your actions to mean something. Your brain constantly asks, "Why am I doing this?" The downside is mental pressure. Overthinking purpose can delay action. Real clarity comes when you move first. Meaning follows later. Q personalities feel different, and they know it. You think differently, act differently, and often don't fit standard boxes. Psychologically, this uniqueness can turn into self-doubt. You question whether being different is a strength or a flaw. Growth begins when you stop seeking validation for originality. If your name starts with R, resilience defines you. You recover faster than most people and keep moving forward. Emotionally, you learn from pain rather than getting stuck in it. The danger is emotional suppression. You may heal, but never talk about the wound. True strength comes when healing includes expression. S personalities are highly self-aware. You notice tone changes, energy shifts, and unspoken emotions. Psychologically, this makes you emotionally intelligent. But sensitivity can become self-blame. You may assume responsibility for things beyond your control. Balance comes when awareness does not turn into guilt. If your name starts with T, you value discipline. You respect structure, rules, and self-control. You believe consistency builds character. However, rigidity can limit flexibility. Life sometimes demands adaptability, not control. Growth comes when discipline includes adaptability. U personalities value emotional independence. You dislike feeling dependent on people or situations. Psychologically, this gives you inner stability, but emotional distance can isolate you. Connection doesn't mean dependency, it means shared strength. Growth comes from allowing closeness without fear. If your name starts with V, you are future-focused. Your mind lives ahead of the present moment. You visualize possibilities easily. Restlessness is the shadow side. You struggle to stay satisfied with the present. Peace comes when vision is paired with gratitude. W personalities carry strong willpower. Once you decide something, you endure silently. You don't quit, you adapt internally. The danger is silent burnout. Strength grows when willpower allows rest. Endurance doesn't require constant struggle. If your name starts with X, your mind is complex. You think in layers and see multiple perspectives. Psychologically, this makes you intellectually deep. But complexity can isolate you. Others may not always understand your thought process. Growth happens when depth is communicated simply. Y personalities are curious. You constantly ask why. Your brain seeks understanding, not surface answers. But self-questioning can become doubt. Growth comes when curiosity leads to action, not hesitation. If your name starts with Z, intensity defines you. You feel emotions strongly and think deeply. Psychologically, you crave control to manage inner chaos. When control softens into acceptance, intensity becomes power. You don't need to control everything, just yourself. If this video made you reflect even for a moment, then this channel is for you. Here, we don't motivate, we help you understand your mind. Subscribe and explore the psychology behind behavior, habits, and self-control, because awareness is the first step to real change.